everybody.
0? 0. Hi, we're back.
We're live.
Yeah.
So, we were just talking about how fine it's going to be.
It's all fine.
The Knights have left for now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you'd like to do in the... I don't know how long it's going to take them to come back. I mean, they left the impression they were coming back, but you've got 10, 20, 30 minutes to make any preparations you feel like you need to do.
Oh, no.
Or are you just pacing impatiently?
Pacing impatiently. Why is there a dwarf in Bob's home?
That's your slave or your prisoner.
That's my prisoner.
That's Graynet's cousin. Okay. In fact, maybe he's related to this.
He might be.
You never know with dwarves. So 20, 30 minutes later, there will be another knocking at your door.
Well, Michelle, why don't we... Yeah, let's just have them here. And then I'll go open the door.
All right. You open the door and you see an enrobed figure flanked by a knight. Roll a charisma check.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No, Connar doesn't have bad charisma. It's just average. Oh, that's a Michelle charisma roll. No, that's Conar's roll on Michelle's character. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, guys. It's actually a 24. 14 plus 10. That's the right number. Fine.
I really should figure out tokens better than this, but hey. Someday I will actually prep. Someday. No, you wouldn't have it any other way?
I would. I mean, I wouldn't mind if you prepped, but...
Michelle doesn't get to make the check. Oh, but is that with Conar's stat?
That's Conar's stat. It was on the wrong... I had the wrong character selected.
So you've seen this wizard before.
Mm-hmm.
It is Gareth.
Oh, I saved Gareth's life a long time ago.
Yeah. So he's like, Connar.
Gareth. Good old chap. Come on in, buddy.
He furrows his brow. Okay.
Oh, it was horrible. The dwarves, they just came pouring in through the guest bedroom, and we didn't have much of a choice. We had to set them on fire to get rid of them. There were just so many.
Laugh. He doesn't laugh. He looks stern. I don't know if you've ever seen him this stern. Maybe he's usually pretty jovial. But and then you the door is still open, I think, or it's closed to keep the smoke smell?
Yeah. Go hang out in the library.
She probably peers out and watches.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. You weren't joking when you said poured. What did you do to them? And he looks to Michelle, I think.
Connar will continue speaking.
Yeah.
I had been given an oil of fiery burning by my ancestors once upon a time. And, they said it was to be used in case those, quote, damn humans got uppity. Which I always thought was ridiculous.
Gareth is human.
Yeah. Turns out it was the dwarves who got uppity. So they broke in, trying to steal everything, and look at this place.
What did you do to... Oh, do I even want to know? He turns around and waves his hand and starts casting a spell.
What did I do? I'm the victim here, good sir. They broke into my house.
Stop, Connar, stop. I think it's better if I just don't ask. But all right. And roll one more charisma check.
24 again.
Yeah. All right. Does Michelle have a spellcraft proficiency? I don't think she does.
I don't think she does either, but I will double check it. No. I should also erase that oil burning, fiery burning. So no spellcraft check for Michelle.
Yeah, that's fine. So you don't know what he casts. But he begins to magic away your dwarf heap.
God, where are they going?
Not exactly that. I mean, he just sort of flits his hands around and like, I don't know, begins rearranging your murder room.
Mm-hmm.
Do you interrupt? Do you say anything? Do you ask any questions, or you let him about his work?
I watch with interest.
Mm-hmm. No. So it probably takes him a while. I mean, how long do you think it takes to pick up dwarf? I mean, he doesn't touch them, but he like slowly picks up dwarf pieces and hunks of metal one by one and like piles them out the window. The armor's got to be heavy too. I think he's going to need to come up with a better. So he pokes around the room.
With magic or handling?
What's that?
Is he magically lifting them or physically handling them?
Yeah, so he goes in like with the intention of like cleaning up the pile, and you see that he like picks up a couple of odds and like weapons and whatever and piles them off to this like out the back, out the window. And so he starts moving some of the smaller stuff, but I don't think he's got bigger guns to just like rope trick them away or something. But maybe Connar gets impatient as like a couple turns go by.
Yep.
He's doing his best. The knight sort of impatiently waiting by.
Just waiting.
At alert. Just waiting.
Just waiting.
Do you let Michelle interact, or is she hiding in the library more or less?
She hangs and waits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where'd my Twitch chat go? Found it. Okay. I don't think he can cantrip away your dwarf problem. So he only makes so much progress while I try and think of his better solution. This might be a bigger job. He like steps out, wiping some smoke from his brow. Who are these? Who are those men?
Dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a little offensive, but that's all I recognize them as. Just regular dwarves. Criminals, really. Attempted robbers. Maybe attempted murderers. Look at that armor. I mean, who breaks into a house wearing tons of armor? Maybe this was an assassination? Or I don't know what.
Look, I don't want to get dragged down in your underworld squabbles, Connar. Are you worried for your safety? He looks to the library.
I look to the library too. I doubt they'll be back.
Michelle is in the library. Isn't this the library there?
Yeah, that's the library.
Yeah.
I'm not too. I'm a little concerned, but I think it'll be okay. They did all flee. Those that didn't die, so. I shrug.
You notice over his shoulder the dwarf parts are continuing to like pile themselves neatly.
Little, uncomfortable with how practiced Gareth is at piling dwarf parts.
Or should there just be like a mound, like a monument to
A monument to dwarf bodies outside the window. Yeah.
No, I don't think it wouldn't have been hot enough to like melt their armor, right? No, definitely not. Dwarven,
No.
yeah. Even knockoff dwarven mail would should be able to withstand an oil of fiery burning.
Yeah.
Are there next of kin we should notify?
Again,
or shall I just inform all the dwarf lords?
I don't know who these dwarves are, so I don't know who the next of kin could possibly be.
Well, I don't think anyone can keep this quiet for you. Yeah.
There's nothing to keep quiet.
He walks over to the doorway. Michelle, are you all right? And he looks like deeply and intently into her eyes.
I think Michelle takes like a step closer to him and gives it like a half nod, and I'm a little concerned. There was a loud noise and a crash, like breaking glass, and an angry man everywhere. Short, angry man. Are we safe?
I don't think you can ever be safe around a man like that.
He looks at Qualnir and looks back.
May have Michelle make a charisma check.
Well, you're a troublemaker. 27.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, I mean, is there anything you want to get Gareth to do, or just leave?
Nope, just leave.
Okay. It's probably a couple of hours. I think he'll leave your house sort of somewhat awkwardly. And the night. They'll be out back for most, I don't know. Do you like wait and see how long they're out there? I mean, yeah. So he walks around the side of the house, continues to clean up.
Qualnir will spend the rest of the night awake, just to make sure that the dwarves don't come back, the survivors. Michelle will probably try to get some sleep. I don't know how successful it will be, but she'll at least try.
All right. And you have no interest, I assume, in any of the dwarf bits?
No, I want none of the dwarf bits.
All right. Well, you're not sure how long he's there, but by morning, most of the signs of last night's events have been magicked away. Right. Your window is still broken. Your bed was conspicuously left behind. Like the charred remains of the furniture were left, but yeah. But stacked somewhat neatly, I suppose. But you still got some cleaning of your own to do.
Mbop, I need you to clean up this room so Michelle can, redecorate.
Yeah.
And what do I do now? I think I've made my point that Granite and his buddies have to leave. I think that point is very clear now. You know what I'll do? I'll wait until it's like 11 or 12. Like 11-ish, just before noon. I want to take a stroll on down towards that warehouse where Granite and his folks live. And I'm going to pocket that potion of fire breath before I go, just in case things take an ugly turn.
All right. So you head on down to the docks.
Mm-hmm. I do. I will head on down. And I'll stroll this path, like directly down the middle of the dock quarter, until I get to this building.
Yeah. Granite's warehouse. You see the one of the big double doors is wide open, and there's a bunch of dwarves loading some boxes off a ship.
Off of a ship? They're taking them off the ship and into the warehouse?
Yeah.
It's a good thing I showed up.
All right. You're able to, as you approach, they like set whatever they're working on down. Roll. You actually catch them unawares. You can get you're swift and fleet-footed. You can get as close as you would like before they notice you. Like they don't immediately. Their spidey senses don't tingle immediately.
Right.
So how are you playing this out? So there's two double doors, two sets of double doors. One of them is open and being used for loading and unloading. The main door is closed, but presumably unlocked at this hour.
I will head to the open set of double doors and kind of just lean against them and wait for a dwarf to notice me. And try to look around and see if I can see Granite as well.
Yeah, it takes a good minute, and then like a pair that are like hauling a box. The one leading is backing towards you, so he gets like a few feet away from you. And his buddy like looks and then does a double take and then like recognizes you. And I think like, oh, and he sets it down. That's the elf, the specter. And
hi guys.
They take off into the warehouse.
I look into the warehouse after them.
Yeah.
Do I see Granite anywhere?
You see a commotion of dwarves sort of like fleeing into the inner rooms. It's like the warehouse is actually built into this like ledge here. Mm-hmm. So there's like stuff back.
Interesting.
At least a few inner offices and things. Okay. And yeah, Granite, the foreman of the operation, I don't know what, comes out to take a look. What's going on here? And then he looks out across the warehouse from like there's a couple steps in the back to a little like windowed office that you can look out over the warehouse from. Mm-hmm. He's like standing on a balcony looking out towards you. Recognizes you, furrows his brow, and comes out to meet you.
Hello, Granite.
He gathers up two bodyguards. In doing so, so you lose sight of him into the warehouse as he climbs down the staircase. Mm-hmm. And then a minute or so later, there's a clang, clang, clang. And Granite and two bodyguards dressed in the most absurd suits of dwarven plate mail you've ever seen. They basically just look like a steel teapot or like a still, mm-hmm. just like head to toe of steel. There's no sign of dwarf underneath that, except one of them has beard that's like protruding out from underneath a helm. That's just, upside down slab or cylinder of metal with just little slits for eyes. You're not even sure if you can see.
That's fine. I'm not too concerned about getting into a fight right now, especially in public. So,
Granite says, Qualnir, didn't think you'd have the gall to show your face here.
I see you're taking things off of ships instead of putting them on ships. I thought we had an understanding.
Steel delivery upriver. Business as usual.
I thought you were all planning on leaving town.
I don't recall saying anything of the sort.
Well, Granite.
In fact, I figured you'd be the one wanting to leave town.
I own this town.
You think last night was the end? That's just the beginning. Got a lot of cousins, Qualnier. Nasty cousins. You want to be long gone by the time they get here.
Didn't you have a cousin that was working for me? Oh, that's right. I promised to introduce you to him. It won't be long. Two of you will become closely acquainted very soon.
One of the dwarven steel golems leans forward, which apparently is an aggressive gesture, and as weighed down as he is, because Granite puts a hand out on his breastplate, no, cool your temper, in dwarven, vengeance will come, and he slaps him on the breastplate.
You should listen to Granite. He really knows what he's talking about. He's been very successful in dealing with me.
Get lost, Qualnier. Not sure how much longer I can hold my men back.
The diviners are looking into where all those dwarves came from. They'll probably find out it was you eventually. It'd be a shame if the law here learned about your connections to the Goldsmiths Union. I don't really think they like the Union in these places. Maybe I should go talk to them. I did have that note from... Qualnier fumbles in trying to sound like he's...
Take your empty threats and get lost.
Well...
You're not welcome here. In my warehouse or this town.
I walk away. All right. Well, if we're gonna really take this town over, we need to deal with Granite. I need to figure out... I'm gonna head back home, and I'm gonna do some inspecting of Michelle's magic items, because we have a magic bauble in a box that helps us scry on things. I don't know how it works, because I don't remember it. But I have Magic Bauble and Box Scrying, weight 1 on Michelle's character sheet. So I think it's like a... It's a scrying orb, maybe? The scrying bauble? You remember what this is, Ryan?
I know exactly what it is. Is Michelle attempting to use this, or is Qualnier attempting to use this?
Well, I think Qualnier and Michelle need to sit down and have a little bit of a chat and be like, all right, Michelle, this thing, you said we can use it to scry on things. How does it work?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I was trying to see if I had any spookier maps to set up this.
Yeah.
Oh no, definitely not that one.
Cool map. A lot of murdering went on there.
Yeah. Cool. So you guys are sitting. So this is that morning over tea or something.
Yeah, that afternoon. I think Mbop is still cleaning out the guest bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Master Bates is... I think he's still, spending a night out of town, and he'll be coming back in a day or two. He's nowhere to be found, so it's just the three of us. And it's Michelle and I in the library.
Okay. Sitting at, a desk or something?
Yeah.
You set the book... You've asked Michelle to fetch that bauble or whatever that she had, the scrying bauble?
Yeah.
And how does Bard work? Is there a chance that she can activate magical items, or is it just Bards can use any magical items from any class?
Take a look here.
Qualnier's not a high enough level to have a chance to use magic items, is he? Do you know where that is?
See, page 54, 55. I think I have to be 9th level to read scrolls.
but I think Michelle can. I think bards can use magic items at. 10th level, you can use scrolls. Bard. She does have a 5% chance per experience level to know the general purpose and function. 10th level, bards can attempt to use... Okay, that's basically scrolls, books. I think bards can... I don't know. It's fine. I will still have you roll that percentage chance as you're like sitting down at the table to operate the device. It's 5% per level.
Oh, to use the thing?
That's to know its purpose and general function.
So she has a 25% chance to know the purpose and general function of this.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and resolve that. I don't know if you've attempted since having it, but I think it's, yeah. But you...
No good.
No. But it does something. Do you want to describe what you are, like what the approach is? Like, do you want to set the scene?
Yeah.
Is like the window shade drawn? Is there incense burning? How does Michelle's magic go, do you think?
The doors are shut. The shades are drawn. There is a lamp on the table. It's a small, maybe like 2 foot by 2 foot coffee table. So there's a lamp off to one side. The bauble and the box is in the middle. The room, a couple of rooms over, Mbop is cleaning up everything, and no, Mbop has to be, yeah, he's doing all that mess. And Qualnir is perhaps sitting at the edge of his seat, maybe nervous. Nervous is not the right word. Eager to see what's going on in here, and then he's trying to like tell Michelle what to be looking for. And so he's saying to her, "You need to find the. Need you to look into the layout of Granite's warehouse. Specifically, we need to find where his quarters are, and any accessible routes to those quarters and back." And I think Michelle will very like calmly and carefully try and rest her hands. What you said, it's a bauble? What does the bauble look like?
It's a small round stone. I think it's like pinkish. It looks like a quartz or something. And it is set to receive a string. Sorry, I think I'm better for the door knocking. Mind if I step away?
I think the goal here is to beat Granite into submission, cut off his beard, leave it behind for his cousins to find, and drag him into... chain him up in the... Ooh, God, it's dark. In the workshop, the secret underground workshop, and then introduce, like, bring his cousin back in like we would normally for a regular day's work down in the darkness, and then have the two of them see each other. Have Granite see the cousin. Oh, Ryan's back.
Weird. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hearing things.
That's when you go crazy.
Or it might just be like construction or something. So you are inspecting the bauble. Michelle has set it out on the table. Did you use... Qualnir said you wanted to scry on Granite. Yes. Michelle does her thing, sets the bauble down. And does she There's no like ritual circles or anything. It sounds like, right? She's just sort of eyes closed.
Yep.
Channeling. All right, then. I don't think she sees this. You hear like something rolling like on the table, and it's the bauble. And Qualnir looks down, and you see the bauble, like an eye open in the bauble, and look back up at Qualnir. I think do you let out a noise or anything?
No. But I'm freaking out.
Yeah. Michelle, I think there is like trance, like eyes. I don't feel any.
Michelle, open your eyes.
She opens her eyes. I don't even know what this thing does, Qualmir. And she like looks down.
Just keep doing the thing. Do I recognize the eye? God, did we get? Is this an eye of a hag or something, or was this from a lensman? Oh God, where did we get this? Who's looking at me? Michelle, put the bauble in the box and close it gently, please.
She puts the bauble in the box and closes it. I mean, Michelle failed her chance. Like that chance would have been the check to see where this eye came from and what its general purpose is.
Yeah.
But I think that's that. You're done exploring magic items for now.
Okay. That didn't work, Michelle. You don't worry about it. It's fine. Just don't open that box ever again, okay? Ever.
Or at least until she levels up.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well, Michelle, we need another way in. I think it's time that we go pay our underground friend a bit of a visit. Why don't you start refurnishing that room when Mbop's done, and then send him off to sit in the tavern like he's supposed to. I will head down and speak to Daggert in the dungeons. Is there still like a pile of dwarf corpses out my window?
No, that has been whisked away.
Cool. Before I go down and talk to Daggert, I will ask Mbop if he's found any bits of dwarves left. You know, either not necessarily like fleshy bits, but any tokens or anything that was dwarvish in nature that was found in the cleaning of that room.
No, Master Qualnir. The Magi took everything away.
Thanks, buddy. Good job cleaning up. Keep it going. And then I will head on down and talk to our dearly beloved friend.
All right, you descend the steps into your basement.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Through the secret warehouse thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or secret storeroom?
Yes. Storeroom.
Secret storage, into the secret workshop.
Yes.
You find Daggert actually working away in the workshop. He's sitting at the bench you have set up for him, like chiseling away at a chunk of ore.
Daggert, my friend, how are you?
And he like looks over his shoulder, squinting. You brought light with you or not?
I bring a little bit of light with me. I know he doesn't like the direct light anymore, so I shine it off a wall or something.
Yeah, he shields his eyes. My lord. He scooches off of his chair.
How are you doing this fine morning?
He like approaches you, head bowed down, and hands you a ruby.
Ooh, I flip it over and examine it. Is this done?
He nods and slinks back to the workbench.
Good man. I have 2 questions for you. What would you like?
Like,
If there was something you could have that would make your life better, what would it be?
have a roof. I have food. I want for nothing.
Good. Good. I have another question for you, my friend. How familiar are you with Cousin Granite's workshop?
He workshops are far away.
How about his warehouse?
He nods. Actually, Daggert was brought from elsewhere, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he still not. I mean, he knows the warehouse enough, I guess. He was at least through it. But I think he was a gem cutter,
Right.
like somewhere else that Granite paid to bring out here for you.
Right. Do you know where Granite's residence is?
He cousin lives in Solstice.
Does he live in the warehouse?
Behind.
Daggert, I need you to draw me a map of his warehouse and his residence, complete with doors, windows, and secret passageways. Can you do that for me?
Roll a charisma check.
22. Ooh, close.
I can try. I've only been there the once.
If he doesn't already have something to write on and something to write with, I will provide these tools.
Would he? I don't know if he would.
I head out,
You.
get him some stuff, and head on back in.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do we want to doodle on where should we doodle? Maybe I'll take us back to Solstice and see what I can do. So he draws a box, outlines the warehouse. He's like, I think there were 2 sets of double doors up front, and then a smaller door off to the side. Inside, so there's double, single, and he's like sketched the outside of this building. There's a, what do you call a building inside of a building? the foreman's quarters off to the back of the warehouse. Otherwise, everything's just inside this main building. And then there was a tunnel in the back, beneath the old quarter. Good dwarven stonework and old. I stayed in a guest room off the side here. Granite's room was back at the end of the hall, maybe?
Back in this area?
No. Like a dwarven hall. The back.
Back here. Excellent.
Behind the hall. So he sketches out a larger chamber back here. And
Did Granite
I think he
have
gets to like the edge of the page, and he's like, I think his bedroom must be behind the hall. And he's sort of scratching his head and looking at his drawing. And
Did Granite or any of his affiliates talk about worshipping another being? Tentacled beast?
you speak of the deep ones?
Yes.
Granite, I hope not. For sake of his mind and his soul.
I found one here in Solstice recently. Very near to Granite's warehouse. I thought they were unconnected, but the way you draw this map, his tunnels would lead directly underneath that building. And I'm not actually sure if that's true or not, but I'm definitely saying it to him.
One tunnel leads to every tunnel, if you've got a pick.
So it's very possible then that our dear Granite is in league with the Mind Flayer.
If that's... No, I don't know. He doesn't have anything to say.
What is the what is the customary dwarven punishment for a dwarf who sells out his clan to a Mind Flayer?
Exile? There are cousins, though. Deeper dwarves, darker dwarves that ally themselves with the unspeakable horrors of the dark. These things you speak of are not unheard of.
What are the names for these dwarves?
Dero, Durgar. Our fallen cousins.
You've done well, Daggart. Go back to your work, knowing that you have helped make your people safer and our town a better place. And I will leave him to his business. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. God, I don't remember the layout of that building well enough. That one route went to the sea, another route went somewhere. I don't think I know the layout of that other warehouse well enough to know how to get there from there to Granite's warehouse, but I've got hours to kill, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna head oops. Windows 10, you are not nearly as good as the Windows that came before you. I am very unhappy with you. I'm gonna head into this warehouse here. And because this is the one where we fought the Mind Flayer, right?
I don't roll an intelligence check. Is Qualnir going alone? It is daylight, by the way.
Qualnir is going alone, definitely. Ooh, 20.
Yeah, you can't remember, and
I think that's it.
Matter of fact, neither can I.
I think that's it. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm like 95% certain.
Mm-hmm.
So I will enter that warehouse and see if it's still empty.
this isn't it. What's going on at this building? This is like some old estate house. It's a large sandstone building. There's people and servants about.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Like you begin like casing the joint and like, okay, how did I get in? Like, okay, you can see like a maid through the window and.
Wonderful. Okay, great. That's fine. So that's not my exit. I will not go there then. I will immediately duck out.
Yeah, you are unable to locate the warehouse, or maybe it's not there anymore.
So I could go in through the front door, kicking and screaming and beating shit to death. That might be the right way to go about it. Or maybe the right way to go about it is to go talk to of Michael. No, that's Michelle. Circlet of Michelle. Weird scrying bauble. I think I know what I'm gonna do. I want to go see Gareth, and I want to take that magic bauble in a box with the eyeball. No. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to my house. I'm going to switch out some of my gear. I will take the unknown oil that I have and the magic bauble in a box. I will put them both in my pack. The magic bauble lower, the oil higher. And I'm going to go to the diviner's tower. And I'm going to see if I can't get them to tell me what that oil is one way or another. And then depending on how that conversation goes, if I feel like they would... Maybe I'll see if I can't get them to tell me how that bauble works too.
All right then. How do you enter the tower?
Let's see. This is the Knight's Tower over here, and this is Diviner's Tower over here. So I think I have to enter it through the library, and then I think there's a doorway over here that I want to go into. That's my recollection of this area.
Sorry, ping again or something. Well, okay, so you're going into the library.
Into the library and then into the tower from there.
Yeah, totally. You find on the first floor there's an entrance sort of from the library. So you enter the library. There are various scholars and students putzing around the shelves, and in this back corner there's a door that connects the White Tower to the library. And there's actually a desk set up next to the door, and there's a robed young woman sitting behind the desk, copying some book to another or something.
Why, hello there, lovely lady. What is your name?
Very well. Yes, may I help you? And she looks up at you up and down.
I give her a broad smile and say, I am here because I am looking for a good diviner. I have some divination needs, and I figured who better than to come to than the people in this wonderful tower.
So you'll require identification or just confirmation that they're magical.
Oh, identification, please. Thank you. Is that a service that can be provided?
Yes, I'm trying to look up the price for this shit. There's a table somewhere.
Oh, DMG NPC chapter.
Yeah. So she's quick to be like, okay, identification standard rate of it's more than, I think is it 1,000? NPCs.
Here we go. Page 154.
Right there. Although I was probably about to go past it.
69.
Sweet. Identify 1,000 GP per item or function. So I guess that'll be our standard rate of Yeah. 1,000 per item or function.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it seems like this desk is more or less set up for this purpose. But she's like pulling out a form, but kind of like giving you a moment to like admit if you can't afford that or something like that.
I say nothing. Now, how I'm unfamiliar with these practices. If I
I can see that you're an amateur adventurer. I always recommend that when a client brings in a magical item that they first have me detect magic before the identification. If it turns out the item is not magical and you go through the whole ritual, why you're out the whole pearl. But so it's really more often than not you're saving yourself the trouble. Now, the fee for the detection is only 100 gold. And,
sweetie, you don't need to upsell me here, all right? I've rented a car before. I'm not paying for your extra bells and whistles.
What's a car?
Carriage.
I guess they
it's
have
a carriage.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I pull out the potion, the oil, and set it on the table before her. Now, I have a second question before we finish the first.
Mm-hmm.
I might have another item that needs identification. Is that something I could provide after the first one has been done, or should they be provided at the same time?
Doesn't matter, but it takes a day turnaround.
That's fine.
And that's yeah.
And
that's only because you're here so early. We can get it started today.
And
usually that's the rush, but I'm the rush rate, but I'm willing to waive the fee.
Thank you, sweetie. Do you get a lot of adventurers coming through these parts asking for identification of items?
Not a lot, but hey, have to fund the library somehow.
I then pull out the bauble and set it on the table as well. Both of
so there'll
these.
Be 2 items. If it turns out they now remember the fee is it's per property. So if it turns out this is a relic of extreme power, you may want to pay up front for more than one.
I withdraw the ruby that Daggert just gave me and set it down on top of the bauble box. Will that do?
Well then, she takes a look at it. Are there any like low level appraisal type spells? I don't think there are. I think that's like a soft skill.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly looks real enough. And she like pulls out a cash drawer or whatever, unlocks it. It just slides open a cash drawer and puts it in there. Fills out are you curious to see the form, or it's your? She's like writing down this brief description of the items.
No, but I do want to.
She's like unidentified oil, unidentified bauble, ruby put down on deposit, and like sign here, and
I make my mark. But I also...
You can pick up the items anytime tomorrow afternoon.
Wonderful. I want to take note of the cash drawer that she just like casually places the 5,000 GP gem in.
Sure. Roll a perception check.
Sure, this is the bottom floor of the tower, right?
This is the bottom floor of the library, and like in the back, there's like this little service desk in front of the closed door behind you.
All right.
Or in front of you. Yeah, you get a look at the cash drawer. It looks like it's mostly pouches. You don't see any other brazen wealth thrown about. There's little like dividers in there, so she like puts the ruby in a small compartment.
Sure, I just want to make sure I know which drawer it is on her desk. So if
it's the left drawer. Yeah.
Okay. I smile. I pull out 4 gold coins and set them on the table for your time, man. Have a good day. And I leave. And on my way out, I want to do like a quick scan of the room, especially of the door. Does it look like it has areas to be barred from the inside? Or is it just like a lock on the door, or is there no lock on the door as I'm trying to go back into the library?
Which door? The very front door?
This door right here, between the library and the tower.
You aren't in the tower right now.
Oh, I'm not in the tower. Okay.
No, you're right in front of it. So there's a door that's been closed this entire conversation to the tower.
Okay.
There is like a small service desk in front of the tower.
Okay, so I'm just actually in the library then. I'm not in a separate room.
Correct.
Oh my god, they just leave cash in the library? Awesome. Cool. It might be harder to get than I think, but that's fine. I will go, and as I exit through the front door of the library, I also want to take a quick look at the door structure here. Does it look like there's a like things on the side where you would bar the door at night? Is there a lock on the door? Could it be magically held? For a moment, was it locked?
Do they lock the doors at night? Yes, I think that there's a large portcullis. During the day, it is just like an open gateway, very tall, the tall archway, and like double wide, leading down to like the marble street down the center of town. And there are it's like seating for the bars of the portcullis.
Sure. When I leave the library, I want to look back, and are there windows in the library?
Yes, there are there's glass windows decorated with metal. It's like stained glass.
Right.
They're not like super decorative. There's not like pictographs that you necessarily
Does it look
recognize.
Like theoretically a slim elf could fit in through them?
No, they aren't like windows that open. They let light in.
Were the glass to be missing, would an elf be able to slip through?
It'd be a squeeze. Roll an intelligence check.
That gauge skill comes in handy. Oh God!
You don't see anywhere you'd slip in. You might be able to fit in but you'd have to be up there to find out, right?
Right. Okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I will know you walk past several knights standing guard outside of the library, by the way.
Okay. I give them a nod. And
they don't appear to notice you, but and you, where to next? Or shall we head into a break?
I think I head back to my house and contemplate my next move over the break.
Alrighty then.
So we'll see you all in just a few minutes.